If you suffer with a lot of anxiety or unfulfillment or feeling like there's something missing or being confused about the future or sad about the past, this video is for you. I'm Evan Metz. I used to have big challenges with overwhelming anxiety and at times confusion, lack of fulfillment, and I've dedicated my life to personal growth and spiritual growth to help me feel more love, more peace, more joy, and really make the most of this incredible experience of life. So today I'm going to talk about a few different methods that have helped me on my journey to feel more peace, more confidence, more courage, more stability in my direction, and really have laid the framework for my life. So these past couple of days, I was feeling a little off. I was feeling a little bit of anxiousness, a little bit of confusion, a little bit off, and it still comes up every once in a while for me, but it doesn't quite happen like it used to. Like it used to take me down for months where I would just be unproductive and confused and kind of sit and wallow in my stuff for long extended periods of time. And now if it comes up, it passes through much quicker and quicker and quicker as I go along this personal growth path. So let's get into it. Let's get into these techniques. I wrote them down, so I'm gonna be looking down at these notes that I have. So something that helps me is having a vision of where I'm going and being intentional with that vision. Now, I know sometimes it's difficult, you might feel confused, you might want to have that vision, but you don't quite have it. So when it comes to building that vision, start with the question, why do you get up every day and live your life? And when you answer that question, why do I get up every day, and you spend time with that, you're able to get clearer on it. And so having that vision for the future and writing it down and seeing and feeling what your life looks like a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road is really beautiful. Tying into that aspect right there is working with an awesome coach. Like that has helped me so much. I have worked with the most amazing coaches over the past 5 years. I've worked with 3 different coaches over the past 5 years, and I've learned so much. And something that these coaches have helped me with is being intentional with my life, being intentional with my vision, being intentional with what I choose for the future. So it's pretty cool when you go and you invest in a coach. And what I find is, yes, I learn a lot from these coaches, but what is even more so is I find myself investing in myself 10 times the amount when I hire that coach, because now I've made that commitment to myself. I've made that financial commitment, and with that financial commitment has me actually going and doing the work. For example, the coach that I'm working with right now, we are working on my genius statement, my vision for the future. Now, we only get together for an hour, but after that I have homework, and that is time that I get there and I get to sit and I get to be intentional. I get to brainstorm. I get to look at myself and understand myself better and invest in the things that I love. So I've hired a few coaches. Each of them have taught me different things. But by knowing what you want and by being a seeker and going out and finding the right resources to help you, it really does make all the difference. So have a vision, hiring coaches. Another big thing is taking action. I know sometimes if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling down, you do not want to take action. You don't feel like you have the energy to. And sometimes, yes, it's okay to sit in those emotions and be unproductive for a period of time because we accept those emotions. We love those emotions. We love the negative, quote unquote, negative side of ourselves, our dark side. It's important that we don't just like push that away. But after a certain period of time and of loving and accepting that side of ourselves, we get up to a state of peace, of neutrality, or of just having enough energy to make movement. And when we do, it is very important to make movement, to start moving, doing things on your tasks, on your routines that help build into that vision of your future. I've heard this from multiple people. My mom has told me this multiple times, but get the thing that you want to do the least, do that first on your list, because now when you do that, you have created so much momentum by doing that thing that you didn't want to do first, and now everything else is easy, and you just gain so much momentum by doing that. Tony Robbins talks about every single morning, him waking up, and the first thing he does is jump in ice cold water, does a cold plunge. And he said he never looks forward to it. Like, that is not something he looks forward to, but he does it because it trains his mind like, hey, there's no negotiation, I just do this. And so when he gets in that water, he now is building his self-confidence every single day that he has now gone and accomplished something, especially because it's not something necessarily enjoyable to him. After he gets out, he says it's extremely enjoyable. You get all those benefits of the cold water, which is beautiful. But yeah, just go and do something, right? Do something that gets you moving forward, that creates progress in your life. That is another good thing. By the way, I'm spitting out a lot of things, so in the description, I'm just going to lay out a few bullet points of these different things, so you don't feel like you have to memorize all this, that you can actually go back and take a reference of these different bullet points. And you might not take action on all these immediately, but do what feels called to you and start taking small action steps. And if you want to set up a call with me, I have a link in the description where I can help you and we can work through some of these items. So let's keep going. So taking action, being organized and intentional. So this is the same thing with like having a vision for your future, right? When we are intentional, when we are thinking, and we actually spend the time to not just be blindly chasing after all these objectives in life that you think that you want, right? But actually taking the time and writing them down, and taking the time and understanding what is important to you and why. Like, what is the underlying why? And when you get down to the core of that, now you can become organized with it. You can set down an action plan to get you to where you want to be, and also to take actions in the now that bring you immediately a sense of fulfillment. So by being organized, you aren't just drifting around like a piece of driftwood headed wherever, right? You can really be intentional and create these things that you love in your life. And then the last thing is having good routines. Having amazing routines is so important. This again builds into being organized and intentional. When you're intentional, you're organized, you can build good habits and routines into your life that keep you consistent, that keep your headspace moving forward, that help shift that anxiety or those emotions. Because as I mentioned, I was feeling a little off these past couple of days, But having these routines, they always help bring me back. So maybe I felt off for a morning, but then by the time I got my run done, or maybe sometimes it persisted even after my run, but maybe after I did my meditation, or maybe by the end of the day when I had accomplished all my routines, I was like, whoa, you know, I accomplished a lot. And then I did my evening gratitude and whoo, feel great. And so having these routines that I love and enjoy, that bring me peace, that bring me joy, helps me stay consistently in peace and joy. At least semi, right? Like we all have emotions. We all get a little bit off sometimes. But again, for me, it used to persist for weeks or months of just being in a negative state, in an anxious state, in a paralyzed state, indecisive. And now, by being intentional in all these ways, I'm able to shift and move through those emotions much quicker. And yeah, so those are a good amount of, and not just good amount, but good quality things to do, and will help you on your emotional journey to feel more love, more peace, more presence, feel more joy in life, have a clear direction of where you're going, feel more fulfilled. So I'm going to put those in the description. Feel free to start implementing them. Feel free to set up a free call with me where I'd be happy to sit down with you and discuss some of these objectives and help you get on your journey to feel more peace, more love, more fulfillment, more direction. And yeah, I love you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next video.